Hi, this is Professor Barati. I'm the adjunct professor at Bay Path University, and I'll be spending the next 6 weeks with you on Business 327, which is financial management. And most of you are taking this class as a requirement. And let me just preface by saying that this class is one of the really core business classes that I think every business major needs to comprehend and understand. There's some great topics in this class that I think will challenge you, but the knowledge is going to be really worthwhile. I mean, it's not just knowledge for your degree, but it's knowledge that's going to last with you pretty much your entire life. And I'll explain some of that in the course as we go on. So you're going to be using the Canvas module, and new to the Bay Path Canvas module this year is what's called Knowledge Path. So when you open up your Canvas, check out the Knowledge Path description and get a feel for what it is. It's really an interactive classroom for both teacher and student. So all the communication devices are going to go through Knowledge Path, and it also gives the professor like me the ability to provide one-on-one instruction if needed, and to really monitor how students are comprehending their work and the class throughout the class, not only after the grades are done, because the grades are after. It gives me an idea of how you're doing prior to that. And so definitely you want to give this a good look and read up on that. You might already be using it. It's my first time using it, so there's a bit of a learning curve for probably all of us. The pre-class assignment is very important to getting off to a good start. And so basically, in order to do well in this class, you want to gain some basic business instruction and a good foundation for accounting and financial statements. I always said that, accounting tells you how to think. It tells you what to do. It's a lot of rules such as GAAP, how to prepare statements and where to put things on the statement. Financial management tries to teach you how to think and not so much what to think. It teaches you how to think in sense of how to take financial data and measure it and analyze it and basically make wise decisions from that. So that's what the advantage of financial management does for you. It teaches you how to think and be a critical thinker. But in order to do that, you do need a good, strong foundation in accounting, because we will be working with financial statements quite a bit. So get off to a good start and really look at your financial accounting data that's provided here in the book. So your textbook is essentially loaded up right here in Canvas, and it's basically a PowerPoint. And obviously you should be reading this before the class starts and get a good idea how the financial statements work. And basically this is a syllabus of all our weeks, which I'll go through Canvas with you. There's a pre-class quiz. Essentially every week I'm going to be giving you a little video explaining the week in advance. So It'll go something similar like an intro for the week's overview. We'll discuss that. The learning objectives. We'll look over some of the good videos that are provided. Cash flow statement, balance sheet, income statements. You definitely want to brush up and review that. Let's review our weekly assignments. The Knowledge Path reading assignment. There's discussions that you have to participate, and you want to basically be active in those discussions. Do not post just once. It's going to take several posts of good critical thinking. I will be active on the posts as well and trying to facilitate some critical thought in these posts. And then there are quizzes, and obviously there's going to be some case studies. So once we get through the overview, you want to look at your Knowledge Path intro into statements. And it brings us into Knowledge Path. What Knowledge Path does is it basically gives a good analytics of what's going on in the class. There's this great learning map here that will basically if I drill down, it'll give me analysis of how many students have completed, it'll give me each student. I can drill down and see how well you're doing, what your knowledge state is, what your scores are. It will also tell me what's being incomplete. Also the toolbox. Under the toolbox, I can review grading. Here's where the messages will pop up. I can interact with the students and so on. So we'll get more into Knowledge Path as the class goes on. But getting through week 1, we have discussions. Which you want to be active as I stated. And then there's the quiz, which will self-grade. And it will basically post the grades right into Canvas. Important to this class are going to be basically these case studies, projects. So case study 1 is financial analysis of a firm. You're going to pick the financial statements of a company that you're interested in. Produce a PowerPoint slide with good narration and comments. And basically apply the financial analysis from Financial Statement Analysis chapter described in this canvas here and present it to me. I find it's one of the case studies that students really enjoy because it gets them to really dig in to the numbers and tell the story. You basically feel like an analyst doing this, so it's a good case study. We're going to learn about stocks and how to value them. We're going to learn about bonds and how to value them. An important topic is also the time value of money, which is present value and internal rate of return topics, payback periods, and capital budgeting. You're going to learn about present value of annuities, future value, and so on. A very important concept in business and finance. And then there's going to be another case study, a financial assessment case study. It's basically about a fictitious company that is having cash flow problems, and you're basically going to work that problem for your client, who comes to you and basically asks you to figure out what the borrowing needs for that company. And I will help you get through that, only because I've done the case study for 4 classes and can really give you some good insight and tips of how to approach it. Again, they don't typically grade on so much the answer that you come up with. What's really important is your approach. Your analytical thought process of getting to the answer is far more important with case studies. Then we do a finance simulation. Now, both these last 2 case studies are going to be in the Harvard Business Publishing website. I've set them up at the Harvard Business Publishing. I will send you the link to that website, in which you will have to register. And once you register and get in, you will see these case studies available for you. Other features that we can take advantage of this year that we didn't have is being able to Zoom and perhaps set up some hosting and meetings that way. It's something I've done in the past and enjoy it. And basically, we could sign up. I have not registered yet, but I will. And not really sure how to use it. I've been on Zoom, but I've never really led a Zoom. So I will learn that, and maybe we can do some online learning as well. So it's a good summary of the class. Again, do not hesitate to ask questions. My recommendation is get off to a fast start. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of assignments here that you're going to need to do. I find that if students fall behind, they really don't get good grades because it's just hard for them to catch up and get good grades. So this class really needs a good amount of your time, but it's well worth it because it's one of the best classes you're going to take in your college careers. So I appreciate you tuning in and watching the video, and we'll see you in about a week, and I look forward to working with you for the next 6 weeks. Thank you for watching.